Hi, I'm Ronan Phelan. I'm an engineer and today we're at Masterchord Studios in North London. Masterchord is built around this Steinway. It's a Model D from Hamburg. It's 2019 is when it was made. It sounds amazing. It has a small booth which is great for vocalists or bass, upright bass, things like that. It has another which you can fit drums comfortably in if you need to. A very large booth over here which can fit the piano in if you want to completely isolate it, and a small little vocal booth over here. So you could have, in theory, piano, drums, bass, vocals or guitars in there, and about 20 string players in here, all completely isolated from each other. The kind of artists that have worked here have been Nick Cave, George Fenton, Ed Sheeran, the BBC, Apple, and a big draw is the piano. It's fantastic. So George Fenton did his solo piano album here. It's the Piano Unframed, and we spent quite a while just really getting all of his previous cues down to a piano version of it. If it's quite classical, then you might have, say, something 67s or 251s, something like that here. Maybe a AEA, R88 or DPAs. And then further afield we might have like some ambient mics like well, there's one right there, a Flea M50. Maybe sometimes, you know, Coles or Royers, something like that, there and there. That tends to be really well on this piano. So when we record the piano, usually we move it quite farther over this way, so something around here. And then we've got the most distance for ambient mics, so you can just get different depths to the sound. For drums, again, we'd have maybe the drummer somewhere about here, and we stick baffles around just to deaden it a bit, carpets down, because it's quite a live room. It's quite neutral sounding, but it's still quite live. It picks up everything. So this is booth C, which we can roll the piano in, and it fits in comfortably, has a great natural sound. You can fit drums, percussion. We've even done brass in here at some stages. It's great. It's live if you need it to be, and you can stick carpets down to deaden it as well. It's clear visuals to the live room, and if you need to, there's these monitors here and cameras, and every booth is connected. We can all see each other. There's no latency as well, which is ideal. So the reason I come to Masterchord a lot is because, one, everything works. That is my biggest thing. I don't want to have stress on a session. But the SSL is amazing. It's a classic console, you can't go wrong. If we're recording, we've got 24 channels of Neve 1081Rs, and then there's 12 channels of API. We've got branch, Grace Design mic pre's, Neve 1073s, so you've got enough mic pre's to cover any type of session. Compression wise, again, it's like a who's who of plugins. Shadow Hills, Chandler, Neve, 1176, LA2A's, Pultex. Like, it's got everything. A lot of the artists that come here tend to like that it's a bit more relaxed than a commercial studio, because it's in a residential area and it's underground. It just feels a bit more homely, like it's your little studio to play in, I guess. I kind of learnt off the engineers that came into the studios I was at previously, so Spike and Genzo and Lexstrom Gould. And majority is used on the console, so all the lights are on. And very little outboard gear. I maybe use 2-3 bits of outboard gear at a time generally. And I'm probably one of the very few that still uses the automation. The main thing is, if they're recording, it is the piano. It's so well looked after. From the tuning, it gets tuned probably 4-5 times a week. Ulrich, the head of Steinway. So Ulrich, the head of Steinway, he serves it every 2 years. It's basically as good as you're going to get as a piano. Then if mic choices, you've just got everything. 2 of everything. And then mic preamps, much the same. You got Neves, Grace, APIs. That's more than enough selection for most people. And then Pro Tools system, it's sturdy. Everything just works as it should. We've got communications, sight lines, talkback, everything just works.